Is your sunscreen lying to you? Is it lying to me? We're going to be talking about this controversial topic right now in today's video. Hi, I'm Melanoma Mom. My friends and family call me Shawn, and I am on a journey to find the best skin cancers. No, I'm not. That's not what I'm on the journey for. The best sunscreens to prevent future skin cancers, because I had melanoma skin cancer, yes, in January 2021, coming up on my 1-year anniversary, and I don't want it again. It was no fun, and I was one of the lucky ones, and it was only a stage 1. I will put links to my story and my surgery in the description box of this video for you to watch. Recently, I came across an article in my email that talked about, is our sunscreens lying to us and how much protection that it actually provides. And then yesterday, Hot and Flashy, Angie off of Hot and Flashy, released a video all about a study that had been released saying that zinc oxide was not actually helpful to your body, wasn't a good sunscreen to use, wasn't effective in preventing skin cancer. So I wanted to talk about those two because I think they go hand in hand. So there was an article on UV skins saying that sunscreens may be overstating their SPF protection. And we've seen headlines like this before. Over the summer, there were some Korean there were some Korean sunscreens that were tested and found that their SPF was lower than they had actually claimed to be. And then recently I had a Patagonia t-shirt that I ordered claiming to be SPF 50, and months after wearing it, Patagonia sent me an email saying that they had retested that exact shirt and it was recalled because it actually tested at an SPF between 8 and 12 rather than the 50 that they claimed it was, which is scary, right? We want to know that the sunscreen we are putting on our face is safe, and unfortunately, we have to trust these companies, right? Because I don't have the technology and the know-how to test the efficacy of sunscreens. So I depend on independent studies, I depend on the Skin Cancer Foundation, I depend on companies themselves to be honest in being truthful about the claims of the effectiveness of their sunscreens. So this UV Skins said that the SPF number on your sunscreen bottle may be lying to you, or at least that is what a recently published study would lead us to believe. Now, the study in UV Skins comes from a group called the EWG, the Environmental Working Group. Now, I have been familiar with EWG for years and years, probably 10-15 years. I remember when they first came out, that's why I switched to like natural deodorant, and I started looking into clean makeup, because it was like the EWG is an independent group not associated with companies that test the efficacy of skincare and makeup and determines how clean it is. However, studies have come out since then that this isn't the most effective way, and natural skincare doesn't mean that it's the safest for our skin. A lot of times preservatives are put into skincare, this is how I understand it, to make it safer, and natural products can go bad faster because they don't have preservatives into it, and preservatives go through a rigorous test before they are put into skincare. I'm not sure how reliable this study was by the EWG. It says that they evaluated 51 sunscreens sold in the US and measured results were at an average between 59 to 42% of the labeled SPF. The EWG study claimed that they tested these 51 sunscreens, and they weren't to the SPF that the companies claim to be. I'm gonna leave that study. I'll leave the link in the description box of this video so that you can read it yourself and look into it, because to be honest, I don't understand everything that this study talks about. I don't understand the language. I'm very new to actually doing my own research on sunscreens, but I don't think that that means that we should not wear sunscreens. I don't think that that means that we should distrust companies, because the Skin Cancer Foundation, dermatologists, my melanoma surgical oncologist all say that we should be reapplying sunscreen and wearing UPF clothing. I'm wearing an Athleta shirt right now that is UPF 50. So all of these things work together. Hats, sunscreen, makeup, UPF clothing. All of these things work together, and we should be not relying on just one. That's how I ended up with melanoma skin cancer. I applied sunscreen in the morning one time and didn't reapply it throughout the day. So it didn't matter, even if a sunscreen says that it's SPF 50 and it's tested and it's SPF 50, that sunscreen wears off. It rubs off if it's mineral and chemical, it loses its efficacy after about 2 hours. In my opinion, we should be relying on more than just applying sunscreen once in a day and calling it a one and done, because I am living proof that that will give you melanoma skin cancer. It will not protect you. All right, so this leads me into the second part of today's video, and that is talking about Angie from Hot and Flashy, her response to another test, another survey that came out with some pretty gaslighting headlines, what's the clickbaity headlines, saying that zinc oxide is not effective. And I want you to go over and watch her video. I will link it down below, because she breaks down that study. It's like a mic drop. Boom! She disproves, she talks about how those headlines are not giving are not doing the study justice. She talks about how the zinc oxide was diluted, how it was tested on these zebra fish or something that have clear bodies. It was tested it was not tested on humans the way that they tested the efficacy of it. And she points out that the study claims that zinc oxide, when mixed with avobenzene, which is a chemical sunscreen, then it reduces the efficacy of the zinc oxide, which she showed proof that this was already known for like 20 years. She pulled out at least 2 other studies from 20 years ago. She linked in her video that said, we already know this. Companies no longer put avobenzene and zinc oxide together because they know that it reduces the efficacy of zinc oxide. She also showed where the FDA had regulations of chemical sunscreens and mineral sunscreens, ingredients that were not allowed to be mixed together. That the US said companies could not mix these together because they are known to reduce the efficacy and reduce the SPF protection. I had not seen anything on this study, but watching her video, I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. She really broke it down. She understands the scientific language. She's been researching sunscreen much longer than I have, because I've been following her about 2 years now. And go watch that video. What are your thoughts on the efficacy of sunscreen? Do you think layering sunscreen, like not just putting it on one and done? Do you like my idea? I guess it's not mine. It's many people's ideas of, depending on UPF clothing, sunscreen, hats, a multitude of sun protection, limiting your time between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. when the UV rays are at their highest. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm very interested to read what you have to say. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.